Welcome back.
To Marriage Beyond the Veil. Well, today is Saturday, and so I was home, and I had recorded last night a special on ABC, and it was called After the Blast, The Will to Survive. And it's about Bob Woodruff, the ABC anchor who got blown up. And he decided he wanted to go back to the place where
what was Iraq?
Iraq.
Right.
But I like the title, After the Blast.
Okay.
The Will to Survive.
Okay.
And his wife spoke about, having to let him go back. Even though, there was some apprehension, and everybody that was there at that moment, everybody didn't want to make the journey back.
Okay.
But him and his sound man did. Cameraman, not so much. Producer, no. And, I began to think about after the blast, the will to survive. And in a love relationship, in a marriage, there will be blast.
But will there be a will?
Do you have the will to survive?
Ooh, good.
And watching that documentary and seeing him go through, this part of his head was blown off. And they had to put it back on. They created another.
They showed that?
They created a new. They showed it the new crane that they had created. Cranial.
Oh, was gonna say, but they showed that.
They didn't show the blow off of his head, but they showed where it was indented, and then how they had created this to put it back on. And but the will to survive after the blast, the will to survive. And in love relationships, and I was talking to my sister earlier, and we talked about that, how now, a lot of times people, it's just hit it and get it, don't want to deal with it. There will be blast in love relationships, but do you have the will to survive?
And that takes a certain type of tenacity, fortitude, and a commitment beyond anything and everything else to see it through until the end. Even though you may be injured severely, like he was, even though others may not see the value in continuing or wanting you to go back
there it is.
To the place where the injury took place. But, you're going to have to get resolution. And I imagine, I didn't see the special, but I imagine that was the motivation for him to be able to have resolution. He had to go back to the place where the trauma occurred so that he could become, I guess, whole.
Yeah. And although a lot of it he doesn't remember, but going back to that place, and he went with his son, who now is a cameraman.
Okay.
And, his son had journeyed through him from the time he came home to here, and he still has some troubles finding words and stuff like that. And his son was there. And I just thought to myself, here is this man, he went back to this place where this horrific thing happened, but journeying back to it, he was able to see what had progressed well.
Right.
What hadn't changed, or what was in a worse state, And so journeying back through a pain can sometimes allow you to see the pluses and the minuses.
I was going to say, see what progress has been made.
And he said it was 50-50 about the journey.
And I guess on some level to make certain that you are aware that your being there wasn't in vain.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it mattered that you were there.
Yeah.
And in a love relationship, it does matter that you're there. And whatever you do, regardless of the challenges, the struggles, or whatnot, it's not in vain. After the blast, the will to survive.
The will to survive.
Gail's right. There will always be blast. There will be explosive moments, explosive opportunities, explosive events. But do you have the will to survive? Because at the end of the day, when you unite in holy matrimony as a Christian, and you say for better or for worse, you're saying after the blast, I'm making a commitment to have the will to survive. Until tomorrow. if the Lord says the same.
Have a good evening.